Everyone laughed at the old man building a massive boat, because there was no ocean anywhere near him. For years, Noah worked on something nobody understood. People looked at him and thought he was wasting his life. But Noah knew something the world did not know: a great disaster was coming. The sky was about to change. The earth was about to experience a flood unlike anything humanity had ever seen. God had warned Noah of a coming judgment, and gave him one impossible mission. Build an ark large enough to save his family, and the creatures of the earth. But there was one problem. Noah had to build this enormous vessel while everyone around him refused to believe him. Day after day, people mocked him. They laughed at his faith. They questioned his message. But Noah continued building. Because sometimes the hardest thing is trusting a promise that nobody else can see. Then one day, the animals began arriving. 2 by 2, creatures from every direction came toward the ark. And suddenly, the world realized. Noah was not building a boat for nothing. The rain was coming. Long ago, when the world had forgotten God, one man remained faithful. While others followed their own ways, Noah listened to God's voice. Then God gave Noah a warning that would change the history of the earth forever. A great flood was coming, a flood that would cover the entire earth. But Noah was given a mission that seemed impossible. Build an enormous ark, a vessel that would save his family and the creatures of the earth from the coming disaster. Noah obeyed without hesitation, gathering wood and beginning the greatest construction project the world had ever seen. People watched Noah build, but they laughed because they did not believe his warning. They could not understand why a giant boat was being built on dry land. But Noah trusted God's promise, even when nobody else believed. Then something extraordinary began to happen. The animals started arriving. 2 by 2, creatures from every corner of the earth obeyed God's command and came to the ark. The same people who mocked Noah stood frozen as the impossible unfolded before their eyes. Then God said to Noah, "Bring your family into the ark, the time has come." As the last member of Noah's family entered the ark, God himself shut the great door. The sky suddenly grew dark, and the first drops of rain began to fall. The rain became heavier, and the earth trembled beneath the storm. Water burst from the earth as rivers overflowed, and the great flood began. Soon the ark began to rise, floating safely above the flood waters. Inside the ark, Noah's family trusted God while the storm raged outside. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain never stopped. The waters rose higher until even the mountains disappeared beneath the flood. But God never forgot Noah and everyone safely inside the ark. At God's command, the winds began to blow, and the floodwaters slowly started to recede. After many months, the ark finally came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Noah opened a window and sent out a raven, but it did not return with good news. Later, Noah released a dove to search for dry land. The dove returned carrying a fresh olive leaf, a sign that hope had finally returned. At last, God told Noah it was time to leave the ark. Noah, his family, and every animal stepped into a world made new. The earth was fresh, peaceful, and full of new life. Noah built an altar and thanked God for protecting them through the flood. God accepted Noah's worship and made a promise that would last forever. He promised that never again would a flood destroy the whole earth. As a sign of his everlasting covenant, God placed a beautiful rainbow across the sky. The rainbow became a lasting reminder of God's faithfulness, mercy, and unfailing love. From Noah's family, the earth was filled with people once again, beginning a new chapter in human history. Noah's story reminds us that faith, obedience, and trust in God can carry us safely through life's greatest storms.